Hello, my weebs and gamers! Finally, we have got the stream in working order. Let me turn my mic up because all my settings just kind of went default there. How's that sound for you guys? Guys, I did 2 streams in 24 hours. Can you believe it? Can you believe it, guys? I did 2 streams in 24 hours. So I don't know what the problem was with the stream that I just did, but I turned my computer off and then I turned it on, and now everything seems to be working. So who fucking knows, right? Guys, that is the official engineer way of solving shit with your computer and any technology. It works every time. I don't know. That's all you need to do, baby. 2 streams in 24 hours? Yeah, I know, right? I thought I'd continue the train of this household streaming for once. You know, if we combined the amount of time that Sydney streamed earlier today and now me streaming today, we are like, we're going for a full working day of streaming household. How are you guys doing today? Call the monkey and say hi. Oh, I didn't know Connor was live at the moment. Where are you in Trails at the moment? Well, the reason I decided to start streaming was because, you know what, I need to drag myself away from Trails for a bit. I'm like 22 hours into second chapter. Very good. Enjoying second chapter a lot more than I am enjoying first chapter, I'll tell you that. How does my hair look wet all the time? I don't know. I think it's just like the product that I use. Genshin, yes, we are going to be streaming a little bit of Genshin later because I know I have like 1 day left to pull Raiden Shogun. And I haven't played a lot of Genshin in the last 2 weeks because I've been busy working on another project, so I haven't had time to stream Genshin, but we are going to be at least pulling for Raiden, and we are going to be doing some other stuff, I'm sure. Did I watch the Nier anime? Yes, I did watch the Nier anime. At least episode 1. I'm gonna save my opinion for when I release my Winter Anime 2023 video. Anime Awards stream. I was waiting for Crunchyroll to release their nominations so I can finally do an Anime Awards nomination, like picking the nomination stream. Don't know when that's going to happen. Probably within the next week or so. I'm alive? Yes, I'm alive. Send Connor a clip. He's doing Try Not to Laugh. Oh, it's just send the fucking Yoda clip. Never fails, man. Never fails. But what we are going to be doing today is, first of all, we're going to be talking a little bit of anime. We're going to be going through some anime news. And Alan sent me a link to another gaming website who decided to make a list of the top Isekai of all time. So I thought it'd be a fun reaction stream to see what they have to say about Isekai, since the last IGN list was very, very interesting to see what gaming journalism websites thought about anime. Then we're gonna play some Genshin. So we're gonna keep things simple today. Where's the version trailer reaction? Which trailer reaction are you talking about? Genshin is back. Yes, Genshin is back. But I thought it'd be fun to go through a bunch of anime news that happened over the Christmas period. If you have anything you want me to talk about or anything I might have missed, feel free to send it in chat. Is this a tier list rank? Is this a tier list of ranking? This is not a tier list. I'm going to be reacting to someone else's ranking, but that will come in just a second. I thought this was going to be Isekai tier list. This is literally your title. I think I titled this top isekai of all time, if I remember correctly. Yeah, top isekai of all time. So someone else did a list of top isekai of all time. Maybe I will do a tier list one day, but today I don't really feel like doing a tier list. Go on being a reaction channel? Hell yeah, man. This is the birth of the Garnt reaction arc. Hello. But first, I thought we could go through some anime news. So firstly, we have a few things that came out during the Christmas period. So, first thing that caught my eye, with starting things with an isekai, we got Mushoku Tensei announcing that they are going to be releasing a game. Now, when I see an anime announcement about releasing a game, most of the time, 99% of the time, it is gacha game. So I'm like, it's whatever. It's another gacha game coming out. No, this seems to be... I'm gonna choose my words very carefully there, because I was about to say, this seems to be a game. No, gacha games are games, right? Gacha games are real games, right? This seems to be an actual console game that is going to be released on PS4, Steam, and Switch. And my first reactions to this is, would Mushoku Tensei make a good game? I don't know. Possibly. I think in terms of a lot of other, let's say, isekai and fantasy franchises, one thing I will say is that Mushoku Tensei has some of the best world buildings, some of the best world building in isekai, and I would argue in light novel as well. So it could be a very, very interesting world to explore. There is a trailer. I don't know if this is just going to be like a simple announcement trailer. I'm going to have a look at this to see if there's anything aside from just the announcement. Let me see. Let me get the full video up. Game Devil. Okay. I see what this trailer is. There's a Goblin Slayer game as well? What? Wait, what? Okay, so we're doing a bunch. There's a bunch of games coming out from anime then. Yo, how epic do you want the text? All right, and a Macross game as well. Okay, I thought this was just going to be. Mushoku Tensei, but they have 3 anime games coming out. First reactions from the trailer. Gameplay looks fucking incredible. I can't, like, the text that came flying, that looked like such incredible mechanics, and I can't wait to explore the world of visual novels and just going through all of the words that the visual novel has. 10 out of 10 gameplay right there. So we got 3, I guess we got a Goblin Slayer game as well, Mushoku Tensei, and a Macross game. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not too familiar with Macross. Goblin Slayer and Mushoku Tensei, like, here's the thing about anime games, right? It's very rare that I actually find a good anime tie-in game that's worth playing. I say this as someone who barely has enough time to actually play video games. So when I see an anime tie-in game, I have to ask myself, is this worth playing over, like, all the games all the mainstream games that I need to play. I still haven't played Elden Ring. Will Mushoku Tensei be worth playing above like Elden Ring in terms of my time? Probably not. But in terms of like the potential of like a video game world, I could see like let's say if it actually had a good video game, I could see Mushoku Tensei being a decent enough game. Do you know what game do you know what anime I actually thought would make a really, really good video game? Which is actually getting a video game, which probably won't meet my expectations I had in my head. Made in Abyss. I remember first watching Made in Abyss, and I remember thinking to myself, damn, Made in Abyss would actually be a really good fucking video game to explore. Because the way the world is structured, it basically has different levels, right? Which is different levels in a video game, and the sense of exploration you get in Made in Abyss is something that reminds me of, you know, Breath of the Wild or something like that, where I could really see myself getting immersed in the Made in Abyss game. Is the Made in Abyss game already out? I remember a Made in Abyss game getting announced, and I was just like, that works. That would make a good video game. I don't think it would. Oh, it is already out. I had no idea. I had no idea it was already out. Rent a Girlfriend, Eroge, bro. Rent a Girlfriend's already an Eroge, man. I don't know what you're talking about. Yo, they got the NTR in there. They're adding all your tags, man. They're adding all your tags. It's an NTR simulator, man. But I thought it was interesting that that Mushoku Tensei was getting a video game. I've actually heard good things about the new One Piece game. I was thinking about possibly playing the One Piece Odyssey game that just got released. I've actually heard some pretty good things about it. I don't know if it's like amazing, but I've heard if you're a One Piece fan, it's not bad. It's not bad. That's Big Cap? Okay. Okay, well, I guess I think when people say it's decent, I think they mean it's decent for like an anime game, or it's decent for a One Piece game. If you like Persona, you're gonna like this game? Okay. That's good to know, because I love Persona. Half the comments are like, yeah, it's actually a really good game. Then the other half is like, nah, it's shit. It's shit. Fate games. I mean, let's not get into Fate Go. Let's not get into Fate Go. Speaking of Made in Abyss, Made in Abyss just got confirmed to have a new sequel announced. Now, this is, I don't know if this is going to be a new Made in Abyss film, or if it is going to be season 3. I very much doubt it's going to be season 3, just because, from my understanding, season 2 basically adapted almost everything that the anime has made so far. I think we're like, when it finished, there were like 4 chapters ahead or something like that. So this one's a bit confusing. I don't know if this is going to be an anime original film or TV series. I really hope it's not an anime original. 3 literal chapters, yeah. So it's 3 or 4 chapters ahead right now. And my first thing when I saw this is maybe they're making a anime original film, or a prequel. It says it's a sequel, so I'm really, really fucking confused as to what this can be. There's another trailer. Is this an actual announcement trailer for this? Alright, let's see what this trailer's about. それじゃ行ってきます。 I'm guessing this is just going to be a recap of some of the different things that has happened. Let me check there's no spoilers. Alright. God fucking damn, just watching the trailer is getting me feels, man. Just watching the trailer is getting me feels. Woo! Best dad, get the fuck out of here, man. Okay, well, that told us nothing. But yeah, Made in Abyss 2 was one of my favorite anime to come out last year. I think Made in Abyss, my opinion on Made in Abyss as in general now is that yes, it's like a dark, depressing series. But one thing I've realized after watching Made in Abyss season 2 is that I thought that the stuff I saw in season 1 and the movies, Dawn of the Deep Soul, I thought there was nothing I could see that would disturb me more than some of the shit that happened in the earlier seasons. That was wrong. That was completely fucking wrong. Made in Abyss season 2 has evolved Made in Abyss into something that's become so horrific, but not something that you can place on any easy scale to put on, because it comes, like, the thing about Made in Abyss now and the direction it's going, it has some really fucking wild ideas. It's gone more into like the Lovecraftian and cosmic horror route, where the horror that we encounter just ceases to make any kind of sense anymore. And I absolutely love that. I fucking love that. Because to me, it makes it even more horrific. But at the same time, because it's going down this route, I think it's getting more and more niche. It's getting harder and harder to recommend Made in Abyss season 2, or it's getting harder and harder to recommend Made in Abyss, not because I think it's getting worse. In my opinion, I think it's getting better, but because I think it's tackling things that are harder to like quantify. Made in Ohio. Made in Abyss is just Ohio Simulator. We haven't got a new manga chapter in 8 months. Has it been 8 months since the last Made in Abyss chapter? Yo, what the fuck, man? What the fuck? Oh man, how are they announcing another Made in Abyss project? So hearing this, I am cautiously excited. Normally, when I hear about another Made in Abyss coming out, I'm excited all the fucking way. But now I'm very cautiously excited because I kind of don't want them to make an anime original film or an anime original project. I really hope it doesn't go down that route. Because I don't see them. Made in Abyss is weird enough already, and I think that is partly to do with just the author having really, really weird ideas. But I'm happy for Kevin. Kevin can get more work, man. I'm happy for my boy getting more work. It won't be original. The tweet said the tweet from Made in Abyss said to live long and wait. Okay, so if it's not going to be an original, let's hope it's not going to be a Game of Thrones thing. Where they're like, well, the author kind of wrote it, but we're filling in the gaps ourselves. But I'm cautiously excited for more Made in Abyss coming out. It has very, very high. It has a very, very high bar to live up to already. We got more Fate. We got more Fate, guys. We have got more Fate. I watched season 2 when I can't sleep. I regret that decision. Why? Watching Made in Abyss before you sleep is probably the worst possible time you can watch Made in Abyss, honestly. So I actually don't know too much about Strange Fake, but I know a lot of Fate fans really enjoyed this light novel. And I believe they just dropped a fucking 6 minute. They just dropped a 6 fucking minute trailer. So this is gonna be fun. Guys, let's just watch some Fate, guys. Let's just watch some Fate. This is my excuse to watch Fate. What can I say? Get the popcorn. Oh god. Yeah, that looks really cool. I really like how the art style looks a little different to what we're used to. It looks like different from Ufotable's take, and from the previous Fate Go adaptations we got as well. Music felt very 86. Well, do I have something to tell you about Sawano music, my guy? Do I have to tell you something about Sawano music, man? Yeah, very excited for this. I haven't been this excited for a Fate anime for a long time, but I can't remember when the last Fate anime we got was. Did we get another anime after the Heaven's Feel movies? I can't remember. I can't. Oh yeah, we got the Solomon movie. I haven't seen that one yet. No, we got Babylon. No, sorry, Babylon's the one I haven't seen. No. Oh fuck. I saw like. How was Babylon? Because I saw the first half of it, and then I didn't end up watching the second half of Babylon, which is why I didn't end up watching Camelot either. I mean, it was fantastic. Is it worth going back to? Because I was like, yes. I saw the first half and I was like, yeah, it's decent. It was decent. I had one. I only really had one reason to watch that one though, but that was Fate Strange Fake. Very excited. Next up, we have another anime that I've made a video about, and I'm very excited for this as well. Zom 100 anime just got announced, and before I say something about this, let's have a look at the trailer for this one. Okay. Ooh, that was a good looking shot. That was a good looking shot. It's not a bad shot. This actually looks really fucking good. Animation production, Bug Films? That is someone new to me. Woo! Wow. Was that non-CG zombies I saw? Woo! Okay. Wow. Not gonna lie, that looks way better than I thought this was going to look. That looked way better than this is getting a better looking adaptation I thought it was going to get after reading the manga, because this actually looks like it's got really high quality. This actually looks like it's got high production values, which is surprising because reading the manga, I mean, this is only a few shots, but reading the manga, I was just like, if this ever gets an anime, there's going to be so much CG zombies. That's what I thought. I thought there was going to be so much CG zombies. But if you don't know the main plot of Zom 100, one thing I really like about Zom 100 is that it's kind of like it's an original take on the zombie genre, in my opinion. Those drawn zombies really remind me of High School of the Dead. They do. And if it looks as good as High School of the Dead did, I'm going to be really impressed. But it's about a guy who is basically at a dead-end job. He's working at a company that abuses the fuck out of him. He doesn't really have any prospects in life and anything and everything like that. And then a zombie apocalypse happens. And most of the time, when a zombie apocalypse happens, the story revolves around one guy or one group of people trying to survive the apocalypse. But this story is more about, since the apocalypse has happened, he can do whatever the fuck he wants. And he's happy that the zombie apocalypse has happened so that he doesn't have to go to work again. And what he ends up doing is he ends up going through his bucket list now that everyone around him is basically dead. And I really fucking liked that. It was, reading it, I was just like, this is a really original take on the zombie apocalypse genre. And I'll be honest, he just like me. He just like me for real, you know? If the apocalypse happened tomorrow, don't tell me you're gonna not, like, I would like to think I'm gonna fight tooth and nail, and just, you know, have an episode of The Walking Dead to try and survive as much as possible. More likely, I just want to grab a fucking beer and do all of the shit I wanted to do my entire life, you know? You know, just it's a world where society is dead and the world has ended. So I'm just gonna do some shit I've always wanted to do before I die. That sounds like a way better. This sounds like a way better way to go out than some of the other zombie movies I've seen, man. Play Genshin. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. The apocalypse has happened, guys. Now's the perfect time to play all of the Genshin I ever wanted to play. But yeah, I remember one of the first scenes was the zombie apocalypse happens and he like fights through a horde of zombies just to go grab a beer from the combini. And I'm like, this is my guy. This is my guy. All he wants is one last drink, man. And let me check this studio. Has Studio Bug done anything else? Let me move this. Zom 100, because it is certainly a new studio who I've never heard of before. Bug Films. No, this is their first ever outing. Okay, interesting name. From the trailer alone, it looks like it's going to be it's a debut anime, and it's kind of looking very, very good. So guys, check out Zom 100. It's yet another manga I've made a video about, so if you want a quick preview, you can check out my video. This isn't meant to be a plug. This genuinely, I think, now watching the trailer, this is going to be one to look out for. Alright. Next up. My girl's coming back, guys. My girl is coming back, guys. Let me get this out right now. Let me get this out, guys. Let me get out my family heirloom for just a second. Just a second, guys. Let me show this off. Let me show this off for just a second, guys. Let me show this off. Woo! So, Sasuke Sensei is coming back with another manga. And you know, I'm gonna be all up in this, man. You know I'm gonna be all up in this. So, let's have a read. Let's have a read of what the synopsis of this new anime or this new manga is gonna be about. So, do we have a name? So the name is It Okay If We Live Together? Woo! Okay. The manga story is about a young man living in a share house together with 5 beautiful women with special circumstances. Oh! Oh, that's all I need, baby. That's all I need. That's all. The most sane Domekano fan. You know it, baby. You know it. Oh, I can feel the spice flowing already. You know what? Let's take this back a moment. Let's take this back. You know, first and foremost, I genuinely believe that Kei Sasuke is a good writer. That ain't cap. I believe that Domestic Girlfriend is one of the reasons I loved Domestic Girlfriend so much. The manga, not so much the anime. The manga is because it's the perfect combination of like good character writing with spicy plot developments. You take it's you get fucking whiplash reading Domestic Girlfriend. It's so weird reading a lot of Domestic Girlfriend. This is not including the ending, by the way. The ending is its own separate, like its own separate entity that went full spice. That went full spice, but like all of it, like for like most of the manga run, it was really weird reading a lot of these stories and getting invested in these characters and then having soap opera developments happening every like 30 chapters or so. And that's one thing that really draws me to her writing. I kind of understand my mum reading Domestic Girlfriend, because I remember coming downstairs, I'm like, Mum, why are you watching all these shitty soap operas? I don't understand you, Mum. Like this has got some of the most like it. Any like Asian mums, if you've ever watched any Asian soap operas or even just Korean dramas, oh my god, I don't like Indian soap operas are unfucking touched. Like, we think Domestic Girlfriend is ridiculous. Go watch a fucking Indian soap opera or a Southeast Asian soap opera, and you're like, and you have no idea, man. You have no fucking idea. And I was like, Mom, why'd you watch these kinds of shows? I don't understand it. They're so stupid. Look at all these stupid things, stupid over the dramatic scenes happening. I don't understand you. And then I read Domestic Girlfriend, and I'm like, oh no, I've become my parents. I've become my mum. I'm gonna come downstairs as a dad. My kid's gonna be like, Dad, really? You're watching Domestic Girlfriend again? You're watching this shitty thing again? What, Dad? What the fuck, man? What the fuck? I thought you had good taste, Dad. What the fuck? I don't understand. So yeah, I'm obviously very, very excited about this. If she wanted to make a story that was a little bit more vanilla, that was a little bit more of a standard romance story, I would not have minded at all, because I believe that she could genuinely write a good story without any spice. Reading just one line synopsis of her new work doesn't sound like it's gonna be that way. Doesn't sound like she's going that route at all. And you know what? I ain't complaining. The spice must flow, baby. The spice must flow. So is there any announcement of when this is gonna come out? When's this coming out? So it's going to be February 21st. So it's going to be this year. I would laugh if this just turns out to be a vanilla spice of life. Slice of life. You know what? Spice of life. Now, that ain't a bad genre. That's, you know what? That's the genre. That's her genre. Holy fuck. Alright, I've created a new genre. I was thinking, what do I call Domestic Girlfriend and Rent-A-Girlfriend and all of these romance shows that I can't help but watch? I think I've just found the name. It's a bit of spice of life. So this is a new spice of life coming from Kei Sasuke, and I'm very, very looking forward to it. What can I say? that's just a high school romance. Nah. I've had this realization recently that I don't think I can connect with high school romances like I used to, and it's not the fact that it's because they're in high school or anything like that. It's just like now I need a little bit more. I need a bit more spice in my romance. If it's just a show about, you know, a couple realizing that they like each other, I'm like, you know, I can see that it's a good romance and stuff like that. But I'm like, where's the spicy plot developments? Where's the spicy plot developments? I remember reading Rent-A-Girlfriend, and Rent-A-Girlfriend's so weird because I'm never more angry reading Rent-A-Girlfriend, but there's just something addicting about every time I read a chapter in Rent-A-Girlfriend. And then I caught up to Rent-A-Girlfriend, and then I was like, I need something else. And I tried reading Quintessential Quintuplets, which is a very good romance. It's not even like high school. I believe that's like, no, that is high school. I read Quintessential Quintuplets all the way through. Didn't hit the same. I don't know why. I was like, this is a way better story than Rent-A-Girlfriend. This is better written, and it's a better romance. Don't know. Didn't hit the same. I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe something's broken in my mind. It was like, I was reading it and I was just like, it's too vanilla. It's too fucking vanilla. Where's all the spice? Dome kind of ruined me. Maybe it did. Because speaking on the spice train, the last thing I want to talk about, I actually laughed seeing this tweet, which is not available anymore. I'm gonna switch off because you guys do not need to see my Twitter feed. Yeah, let me find the tweet again. Don't worry guys, I switched off so you didn't have to see the light mode. Which, you know, I don't know who uses light mode. Definitely not me. Definitely not me. Here we go. Alright. Yeah, I have to be very careful when scrolling on my Twitter. It's definitely not stream friendly just because of some certain people that I follow on it. But I saw this. And we have a new Isekai that is coming out. And it's about a main character who got kicked out of his party. So he decides to take revenge by buying their mothers from the slave market. I just couldn't hold it in. Where the fuck have we gotten with Isekai at this point, man? The absolute state of the Isekai genre. I don't even know if this is an Isekai. This could just be a fucking fantasy, man. But I'm like, finally, I found a fantasy Isekai show that me and Connor can have a handshake over. Because you know what? Okay, I'm gonna say this outright, okay? Slavery needs to fucking die in Isekai. It is one of the worst fucking tropes that has been done to death, and not even in any interesting fucking way whatsoever, okay? And in real life. Guys, I don't know if this is a hot take, but slavery bad, okay? Slavery is a bad thing. But I like when I see slavery in Isekai now, it's just the most fucking eye-rolling thing of all time. Having said that, Guys, let me finish. Let me cook for a second, guys. If you're gonna go down this route, if you're gonna go fucking down this route, don't try to portray it as like a good thing, you know? Don't try to like pull the wool over the reader's eyes to be like, guys, look, guys, look at this cute raccoon girl, okay? Look, we're saving the cute raccoon girl by letting her be our slave, you know? No. If you're gonna go down the degenerate route, just go full degenerate, you know? Just go full fucking redo of a healer and go full Isekai labyrinth, you know? If you're gonna put down slavery in your piece of work, just like do it for degeneracy, okay? Because if that's the case, no one's gonna fucking take it seriously. And this seems to be one of those shows that is going down that route, you know? It's just go full degenerate. If you're gonna add some shitty trope like that in your work, make sure it's full fucking degenerate if you're not gonna do anything interesting with it. Okay? And that's my opinion. That's my opinion. Just fully commit to it, and not just half-arse it for some shitty trope. If this ever gets, like, for example, if this ever gets an anime, am I going to watch it? Fuck yeah, I'm gonna watch it. At least like 1 or 2 episodes. Who wouldn't want to watch this? This is just a MILF collector isekai. Like, so, what? Who wouldn't want to watch that, man? Is that Mountain Dew? No, we're healthy up in here. We are healthy up in here. This is all green tea, baby. All green tea. Don't worry, we ain't a Mountain Dew household. Okay. And that was all of the news I found in December that I thought was interesting. So, next up, we are going to... Alan sent me this because he wanted my reaction of it. So I thought I'd give my reaction to it. We're going to be going through Game Rank's... Is it Game Rank's? Game Rank's list of the greatest isekai of all time. But before we do that, I'm going to take a quick pee break. So I will be right back. All right, and we are back. So what we're going to be doing now, we're going to get to Genshin after this. Don't worry, guys. I am going to be playing a little bit of Genshin, but what we're going to be doing now is we are going to be, I guess, not ranking, but looking at Game Rant's the greatest isekai anime of all time as of January 2023. Now, I have reacted to a gaming journalism website before. That website was IGN, and they ranked the best anime of all time. I believe it was their top 20 anime of all time. And it was an interesting list, let's say. It was an interesting list to react to because a lot of it was there was a lot of anime and not a lot of representation to a lot of the genres in anime aside from shonen is what I'll say. But I think I wanted to read this because I don't know I've never really thought about what the greatest isekai of all time is, or what I would put as the greatest isekai of all time. There are a lot that I like, but I've never thought about ranking isekai before. You know, it's weird because let's say you meet a shonen fan, right? You meet a shonen fan and they're like, oh, I think I prefer Demon Slayer over Bleach. Everyone loses their fucking mind, okay? Everyone loses their fucking mind. If someone goes to me and goes, yeah, I mean, I kind of prefer Re:Zero to Mushoku Tensei. I'm like, you know what? Respectable. I respect the fact I found a fellow isekai fan. You know, I'm just happy to find another fellow isekai lover. I don't really care. I don't really care too much, you know. It's not something. This is like getting super competitive over ranking like shows is, I feel like, something only shonen fans do the most. Like, you don't see someone being like, oh, you know, I kind of preferred Fruit Basket over Kaguya-sama as a romance, and nobody's losing their fucking mind over that, you know? Nobody's losing their mind over that. So I'm genuinely curious, as a fellow isekai fan, just to see what else is on this list, okay? All right. All right, so we have 28. First up, we have Cautious Hero. The hero is overpowered but overly cautious at number 28. Okay. This one's an okay. I don't know if I would put it on my list, but it's fine. And I don't know if that's going to be a pattern we see with this list, because the fact that this person has decided to put 28 isekai on this list, I don't think I can name 28 isekai that is worth putting on a best of all time list. The problem with most isekai is something similar with Cautious Hero, which is like, I watched Cautious Hero, I enjoyed it, wouldn't really write home about it, you know? Wouldn't really write home about it. It was an enjoyable show, and I can think of plenty of other shows that are on the same caliber as Cautious Hero in the isekai genre. Fake isekai fan, bro. Bro, us isekai fans, man, we anything that has like a decent quality that's like above average, we eat that shit up, man. We eat that shit up. All right. Number 27, Grimgar. Surprising. Okay, this person actually knows their isekai, because Grimgar, I think, was a pretty damn good isekai. I like the fact. Too low, to be honest. Well, let's see if it is too low. We'll see if they're, because Grimgar's an isekai that has always stood out, because I think the problem with a lot of isekai is that even if it has an interesting idea, it competes with so many other isekai that 99% of isekai just get forgotten and looked over. And Grimgar was one of them. And Grimgar came out fucking ages ago. And Isekai wasn't as saturated as it is now, but it was saturated back then. I really, really liked that Grimgar took like the concept of a group of people getting transported into this fantasy world, and it took this more darker and unforgiving tone to everything like that. One of the first opening scenes of Grimgar is you see these groups get transported to another world, and they have the hardest time just beating up the most simplest monsters. They are fighting for their lives just to kill a goddamn goblin. Goblin Slayer could never, man. But I believe it was like a single goblin that they were fighting for dear life to kill, and it was at the time an interesting look into what really happens if you get transported to another world, because it was at a time where most isekai protagonists, even to this day, are overpowered. So if you want a more realistic, gritty isekai, Grimgar's your way to go. And I believe it definitely deserves to be on this list. Average Genshin fighter. Average Genshin player fighting hilly chills. Trash taste TTRPG in a nutshell. Bro. Trash taste... If I got isekai'd, I'd die in a fucking second, man. Don't worry about it. Don't fucking worry about it. Number 26. Demon King from today. Who? I'm gonna be straight up. I haven't even heard of this show. What? This is... When did this come out? Is it just because it's Okay. This came out in 2004. This... Holy fuck. This came out before I even became close to evolving into an isekai trash man. My god. Maybe this person knows isekai more than me, man. 78 episodes that aired in 2004. Has a 7.6 rating on my anime list. I'm gonna be real. They could be absolutely right, because I've never even heard of this series. Could be absolutely right. I have never heard of this. Kyoto Caramel revolves around Yuri Shibuya, your average Japanese teenager. What anime isn't? One day, Yuri sees a classmate being harassed by bullies. Thanks to his intervention, his friend is able to escape, but unfortunately, Yuri becomes the new yada yada yada. Yuri becomes the new target of the bullies in the process and gets his head shoved into a toilet. But instead of water, the toilet contains a swirling portal that sucks him into another world, largely resembling medieval Europe. What the fuck am I reading? Yo, what? Yo. Truck-kun, get the fuck out of here. Where's Toilet-kun, man? Yo, is this Truck-kun's grandpa? This is the era before Truck-kun, man. Toilet-kun, he's the real OG, man. Toilet-kun's the real OG. There, he is told he will become the next Demon King due to his black hair and black eyes, traits only possessed by the demon's royal lineage. Yuri's arrival is met by some skepticism by some of the demons, who view him as unworthy to be their king. However, after Yuri wins a duel by utilizing his magic powers, the demons slowly begin to acknowledge him as their monarch. Yuri must now learn what it takes to be the true Demon King, as he tries to keep peace between demons and humans in the strange new realm. You know, I'm not gonna lie. That sounds interesting as fuck. You know what? Maybe I've discovered a new isekai today, man. That actually sounds interesting. And it's 78 episodes? Yeah, how have I never heard of this? This was an isekai before the isekai era even fucking took off. Alright. Alright, I might check this out. This is something that I've missed, man. All right. Number 25, Shigi Yugi. Yeah, I expected this to be on the list. This is this is very much an old school isekai. I don't know if it's aged well. I have no idea how well it's aged because it's been so fucking long since I've seen it. But it is one of it's one of the oldest. This one's an OG, and I'm glad, because one thing I was afraid of is this list would only put isekai in, let's say, the Sword Art Online period and later, because when we think isekai, we think of isekai as Sword Art Online or later. But isekai has existed for a very long time. And Shigi Yugi is one of the OGs, and I'm glad it's on here. 25. I don't know if it deserves to be 25, or I don't know if it deserves to be higher, but it's definitely like this is one of my first isekais before even realizing it was an isekai. Number 24, Now and Then, Here and There. Ooh, okay, this one I think should definitely be higher. I'm gonna say that now. I think this is also. This is a fucking dark show. Because I remember before the Sword Art Online period, and let's, discounting Grimgar, which I just talked about, Isekai was all about getting transported into this other world and trying to find your way back home. And why would you want to find your way back home? Well, if you really think about it, if you get transported to another world, you're probably not going to have a good time. You're probably not going to be OP, get all the chicks and everything like that. You're probably going to have a bad time. And a lot of isekai before this recent isekai era was all about that. It was all about being transported to this new world, being completely alien. And some of these worlds were brutal and unforgiving and fucking insane. And Now and Then, Here and There was one of those series. It's the main protagonist gets transported into an absolutely awful world. The main villain in this one is one of the most sickening villains. He's just a sadist, and he's just pure evil. And he's one of the most sickening villains I remember watching in early anime. It's a pretty messed up isekai. He does some pretty messed up things. And another thing as well was that a lot of isekais nowadays get transported to this fantasy world, which is based on Final Fantasy or Dungeons and Dragons and everything like that. And a lot of isekais before then, you could be transported into any fucking world, right? And this was also one of them. You forget that not every world you need to be transported to has to be a fucking fantasy world. Griffith type things, yeah, I'd say on let's say a guy who has no qualms in torturing animals, kind of levels, that kind of level of sadistic. It's just a bad time, man. It's just a bad time, and he has no qualms in doing a lot of fucked up things. It's pretty dark, and that's why I think it stands out. It's probably the darkest isekai I've seen. I can't think of anything that's, people. You watch something like ReZero. You watch some of the things that happen in ReZero, and some pretty dark things happen, but you watch something like Now and Then, Here and There, and it's more akin to something like, let's say, Requiem for a Dream, where it just leaves you with this kind of empty feeling that makes you question humanity. It makes you question just, fuck, some people are so fucked up. Fuck, humans are fucking sick sometimes. You know what I'm saying? It's just a different kind of dark, But yeah, now and then, here and there, definitely deserves to be on this list. I personally think it should be a little bit higher. Moving on, Rising of the Shield Hero. You know what? I'll allow it to be on the list. Why not? Mid-hero? Is it? Yeah. Here's the thing. Is Rising of the Shield Hero mid compared to like... Is Rising of the Shield Hero mid compared to your usual anime that comes out? Yeah, it's pretty damn mid. Compared to most isekai that comes out, it's on the higher end, and that's not to say that that's not talking about the quality of anime in general. It's just talking about the quality of your standard isekai, and that is a big thing to consider when ranking all of your top isekai. It's that the bar ain't that high. The bar for a good isekai isn't that high. And so, you know what? I do actually think Rising of the Shield Hero, especially season 1, deserves to be on here. My problem with Rising of the Shield Hero is that season 2 exists. Season 2 exists, right? And I had my qualms going into season 2 even before seeing what kind of adaptation it would get. And it takes a lot for me not to finish an isekai I've already previously watched, and I could not get through season 2. I got about 7 episodes into season 2. It was kind of just a bore, and the CG, it was kind of... let's not talk about the CG turtles, okay? Let's not talk about the CG turtles. I felt like the real draw of Shield Hero was the revenge plot. It was the revenge plot, and is it like a kind of like a surface level kind of revenge? Yes, it is a surface level revenge, but let's not kid ourselves, okay? It was fucking satisfying seeing the conclusion to that arc. Was it not fucking satisfying seeing how the arc played out and seeing the conclusion to that, okay? I would lie if I didn't say I had the biggest fucking grin on my face seeing what happens. But once the arc resolved itself, I really did wonder, was there anything about Rising of the Shield Hero that stood out that could keep me hooked? And I remember thinking to myself, there isn't really, but I'll give it a chance anyway. And I continued watching, and I continued reading. And I was right. There wasn't really anything, because after the revenge plot gets done, you realize this is just your bog standard isekai with not really any other interesting ideas done in it, or any ideas done particularly well in it compared to other isekais. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I kind of put Rising of the Shield Hero as an enjoyable tier simply because of that first season. Raphtalia's cute, kind of. I think she's pretty basic, if I'm being honest. She's just like, I don't know. Something I said she's cute, guys. Cute as in just adorable, okay? Oh, thank you for the raid. Thank you for the raid, Natalie. Hope you had a good stream. Sorry, guys, we're in full-blown degeneracy mode. We are ranting. We are not ranting. We are going through someone else's ranking of the top isekai of all time. One thing I will say about Rising of the Shield Hero, I touched on this earlier. People are a bit too eager to become Naofumi slaves. It's just anyone else feeling that? Anyone else? Anyone else get on that? It's almost like I thought Raphtalia was gonna be like, okay, here's like the typical saving a slave by letting that girl become your slave. God, this sounds... You know what? Saying it out loud sounds so bad. Even though I'm just reciting what happened. It's almost as if slavery is a bad thing. Let's ignore that for a second as I say the exact plot points out loud, okay? So ignoring Raftalia, you know, ignoring going with the cliche saving a slave by having them become your slave plotline. Was it in season 2 where it's this entire plot thing of Naofumi kind of like unironically just collecting different female slaves under the pretense that by someone becoming your slave they get like power-ups and stuff. And I remember there was just this scene in this beginning of season 2 where fucking Raftalia is trying to convince this other girl to become Naofumi's slave, and like the entire time I just had like the fucking rock eyebrow just being like, where are we going with this? What are we trying to say with this, guys? Are we trying to say that we're trying to say that you can't just, you know, befriend someone, like in order to trust a girl they have to be your slave or something? Where are we going with this, Shield Hero? Where are we fucking going with this? You know, I would have criticism if I thought that Shield Hero was that deep. I don't really think it's that deep. You know, I'm just gonna leave it at that, man. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Moving on to Digimon Adventure. Alright, this one, fuck yeah, I can get on this one. Fucking based. Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's anything more I can say about it, but no, it's a good OG Isekai. Probably my first Isekai now that I think about it. And it's been a while since I watched Digimon, but it has, man, it really, I'm thinking about it, it really pioneered a lot, because not only was it the OG Isekai, it was also the OG reverse Isekai. One of my favorite plot lines in, one of my favorite arcs in the original Digimon was the reverse Isekai arc. And when the Digimon all started to appear in the real world, God, I remember eating that shit up when I was a kid. That was like the coolest thing I'd ever seen in my life. And I remember I was in not Yokohama. I was in Odaiba the other day, and I saw the TV broadcast building. If you watch the original Digimon, you know what I'm talking about. It's the building with a ball in the middle, and it very much features in the original Digimon, and I was like, holy shit, I'm back. I'm in fucking Digimon again, man. I'm in Digimon again. The ball building, you know what I mean. All I need to say is the ball building and people know what I mean. Our war game? Yeah, honestly, I think Digimon's not what you think when you talk about Isekai, but this one will always hold, the original Digimon I'll always hold dear to my heart, and it definitely deserves to be on this list. 22 might actually be a bit too low. I gotta rewatch it. I don't know if it was nostalgia or if the original Digimon was a genuinely good show. 21, Sunny Boy, which is all... I'm surprised. Honestly, this list ain't been so bad so far. This list hasn't been so bad. This is a very, very interesting list. You know, this guy has watched... I think this person already just reading this list has watched more Isekai alone than the entire IGN staff has watched anime as a whole medium. Sunny Boy, fucking fantastic show. It's not for everyone. It's a very, very weird show. Again, not your typical Isekai. But I still think about Sunny Boy, even though it aired last year. And I think it's one of those shows that is going to like seep in, and then one day years later, I'm gonna be like, fuck, I need to rewatch Sunny Boy. And I think I'm gonna appreciate it even more on my second watching. It has some of the weirdest ideas I've seen in anime. It's very, very experimental. But there are some scenes that I think stick to me to this day. The ending of Sunny Boy just lives rent-free in my mind, and I don't really know why. I remember it ended, and I remember the last episode airing, and I just sat for like 10 minutes in silence, just kind of like trying to absorb everything that I just watched, because it just gave me a feeling of just, I don't know. That's the reason I need to rewatch Sunny Boy, because after that ending song, it just gave me a feeling of like fulfillment but emptiness. It's gonna be one of these shows that age like fine wine. I believe in like 5 years, there's gonna be some kind of YouTube video that blows up that's just like the masterpiece that you missed, or something like that. That comes out in like 5 years. Because not many people talked about Sunny Boy when it aired. But yeah, I think it's a great show, and I'm still processing it now. I think it's definitely kind of this generation's Fooly Cooly, if I had to throw out a comparison. And I'm gonna be, yeah, it's something that's not gonna be understood on your first viewing. I'm not gonna be one of those pretentious people and pretend that I understood everything that I tried to say. But what I will say is, whatever it tried to say, it made me feel things. And at the end of the day, is that not what art is for? Sometimes it doesn't matter about understanding everything. Sometimes it's just about making you feel something. Not even close in my opinion. Fooly Cooly is just too good. I don't know. Both of these shows tackle weird ideas about adolescence and growing up and stuff like that, and both definitely had a big impact on me. Both are just great shows. Number 20. Yo, someone remembers Gate? Someone remembers Gate? Oh man, I thought I was the only one that remembered Gate, man. Okay. You know what? I dig it. I'm never gonna. Gate's one of those shows I'm never going to say is an amazing show, but I had a fuck ton of fun with Gate. I'm not gonna lie. I really enjoyed Gate, man. I really enjoyed Gate. Yeah, I liked how I don't know. I always have a soft spot when it comes to modern day me crashing ahead with like medieval day. And I liked seeing, you know, I just liked the concept of turning up in a Dungeons and Dragons world with fucking tanks and RPGs and rocket launchers. And that was just I just liked that concept. I don't know. Literal propaganda. It might be like literal JDF propaganda, JDSF propaganda. I don't really give a shit. I'm there to see fucking dragons being taken down by Apache helicopters and rocket launchers and RPGs. I had a lot of fucking fun. I don't give a shit, man. Gate deserves to be up here. I would put it on my list as well. It was fun. It's a fun show. You know, I don't go to Isekai for like the perfectly written show. I don't go to. It's gonna sound so bad. I don't typically go to Isekai for good writing. Okay, I go to Isekai to have a fun time. That's why I'm an Isekai trash man. Okay, and if you want to say you go to Isekai for amazing peak fiction, amazing writing, don't fucking lie to yourself, man. You know that's not why we're here. You know that's not why we're here, man. That's not why we watch Isekai. Okay? I go here for a fun time. And Gate was a fun time. Hell fucking yes. Moving on. Oh! Woo! Boy! What a list so far, man. What a fucking list so far. What the hell? The W's keep coming, man. The W's keep coming. I swear, you know what? This person has done more research into Isekai than I have, because every list, every entry that's come up so far, I'm like, is this too low? Should this be a bit higher? Should this be a bit higher? Because this is a banger show. This is a banger show. Your boy Kongming, I'm not gonna say too much. No, even that spoiler. Your boy Kongming is on my list of my top favorite anime of 2022. I'm not gonna say where it is, but I really, really fucking enjoyed this show. I enjoyed it so much that I played the opening theme on my wedding day. I played the opening song as one of the songs on the disco portion of my wedding, and you know what? Everyone fucking loved it. Everyone fucking loved it. It was an absolute banger. This is great. This is never gonna see the light of day, but there's this great clip of actually, I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna say everything that happened on my wedding day. But something did happen during the song, and it was a wholesome time. It was a wholesome time. But I mean, this is technically an isekai. I think my biggest problem with this being on the list is I'm not even sure if this counts as an isekai, because technically it's more reincarnation into the same world rather than getting transported into another world. But you know what? It's such a banger show. I don't give a shit that much. I like it. It's a show that really should not work on paper, but somehow, some way, the anime gets it to work. And seeing Kongming fucking take this girl into superstardom, like, I didn't know you could use ancient Chinese war tactics to gain Twitter followers, but somehow this show did it, and this show did it correctly. And it also showed Kongming having a fucking rap battle. It's a show where it shows Kongming having a rap battle, fucking gaining Twitter followers via the art of war or some shit, and it's just, I don't know. So much of this happens on paper that really shouldn't work, but it just takes all of these ridiculous things, crashes it all together, and it's just got so much charm behind it. If you haven't watched Your Boy Kongming, it's just a good time. If you're on the fence, have a look at the opening, because the opening conveys the exact energy of this show itself. It's a charming show, doesn't take itself too seriously, it's a good time, and is also a fucking banger. Alright, now we're moving on. Magic Knight Rayearth. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't actually watched Magic Knight Rayearth. I know this is an OG show that a lot of people fucking love. It's an OG show that people love. I thought it was a magical girl show. Did not realize it was an isekai. I'll be honest. It's got robots? Okay. Yeah, Magic Knight Rayearth is a bit past my generation. Isekai with super robots? Ooh. Now you have my attention. Wait, so it's an isekai, a magical girl show, and it has super robots? Okay. Now you have my attention. But I'm not surprised this is on the list, because I know a lot of people do like Magic Knight Rayearth, and it is a beloved show. So I'm just going to move on. Drifters. Whew. Okay. Yeah. Good show. Good fucking show. This is... What can I say about Drifters? Again, this is just a fun fucking show. What was the... I'm trying to remember. Because I remember watching Drifters, and I remember thinking, oh, this is just fate if it was written by the Hellsing. This is just fate if it was written by the Hellsing mangaka. Because it's is also just a balls to the walls, don't give a shit fucking action show where you take different. Was this the one with Jesus in it? Drifters anime. What was the plot line to this again? Critically wounded, yeah, I remember that. And the strange object. Furthermore, he has been summoned to drifters. That's it. What are the fucking characters? I remember some of the characters in this. Okay, no. Okay. No. What? Okay. Why do I think that this? Okay, am I tripping? Am I tripping? Or did this anime? Did this anime have Jesus? Am I tripping? Okay. Okay. I was like, I don't want to say it just in case I'm wrong, but yeah, this is yeah, the main villain is Jesus. Oh yeah, that's it. Oh yeah. Oh, now I'm remembering. Yeah, okay. All you need to know is this is kind of a show where it's kind of like a battle royale from famous people from history, and it's written by the same guy who did Hellsing. It's one of those shows that's so stupid it kind of loops around and becomes fucking awesome. This is the rule of the cool done to like the total extreme. And like I said, the main villain for this show is heavily implied to be Jesus himself, which I remember seeing that and I was like, oh, you know what? You know, no one can even be offended because it's so fucking ridiculous, man. Oh, Drifters was so good. I'm so sad that this did not get a second season. Fucking hell. Yeah. This is the sequel to the Bible that we needed. Yo, Jesus ain't taking shit anymore, man. Jesus ain't taking shit anymore. This is the Bible too. This is the sequel that we needed, man. Yeah, Drifters just did not fucking give a shit, man, and it was a lot of fun. I'm very, very sad it didn't get a season 2. It deserves to be up here. New Testament too. Moving on. Eminence in the Shadow. Fuck yes. Is this on? This isn't on the list though. This is wait. Best Isekai, blah blah blah. Honestly, yeah, I would put Eminence in the Shadow as on the top 20. This is for the I Am Atomic scene alone, I would put Eminence of the Shadow on here. It's not over yet, so I'm not gonna fully judge, but I'm definitely having fun with this at all. This is also fun because it's so stupid. This is just fun. And I think this is going on as a honorable mention just because it's pretty new, but it definitely deserves to be on here. I've already talked about that, so moving on. Ascendance of a Bookworm. Now we're fucking talking. All right. Surprisingly, that's very low. I would have thought that is Ascendance of a Bookworm should be higher, I think. I just mentioned before that I don't typically watch Isekai for good writing or world building. This is one of the exceptions. A Sentence of a Bookworm has really, really good fucking world building. And it's kind of, ironically, it's like one of the closest to Mushoku Tensei that I've seen so far, where it follows kind of like the story of this person who got reborn, and it's just their life story from childhood, and you see them grow up and everything like that. I think this should be higher. Honestly, it should be a little bit higher. Would it be top 10? Probably top 10. I'll have to wait to see what else he's put on this list, but in terms of deserving to be on this list, fucking definitely. This is an isekai that isn't just, that I don't recommend just for being fun. I think this is just a genuinely good show, isekai or not. Great world building, great writing, great characters. All right. Speaking of which, pee break time. All right, we're back. All right, moving on. Honestly, I gotta say, we're like almost halfway through this list. It's been a really good fucking list so far. I have genuinely been very, very impressed. This list ain't fucking around, man. 12 Kingdoms! Oh my god! He's actually got 12 Kingdoms on here. Boy! This was a good show. Oh man, going back old school once again, man. Oh, what a fucking base list so far. 12 Kingdoms. One thing I didn't realize about modern isekai is how much I missed like isekai and other mythology. And 12 Kingdom, you get this main girl who gets transported into a world that's more inspired by Chinese mythology, right? I think already that fucking stands out. And it's just her story of like navigating in this world and kind of like fixing the problems in this world and getting involved in all the politics and stuff in this world. This is a genuinely good show that I don't think ever got fully... Is it finished? Did the story get finished, or did the source material get finished? Because from what I remember, I don't know if it had like an ending or if it just like cut out midway. Because the anime isn't finished yet. Okay, that was my one big gripe about it. It sets up this amazing world with some epic storylines, and to be fair, it is still very much worth a watch. I think this is brilliant. I think this is just a great show to begin with, even though it's old school. It doesn't have an ending for the anime, which is the one bad thing about it. But honestly, it's a great show, and it's I think like now that I've seen this, I want to go back and rewatch it because I'm just remembering that. Damn, this show fucking slapped, man. This show absolutely slapped. Yeah, it's just a good piece of storytelling, and I think it should be higher. I think I would definitely put this in the top 10. But there might be other shows that surprise me, but yeah, I wish I could have spent more time in this world because I really, really wanted to see the story wrap up and everything like that. Such a shame. This was back in the day. Remember back in the day when anime just ended and you'd never get a second or third season? Remember that? Remember that? Now we get second seasons announced right as the season has ended. God. Those were the good old days. Not really. Oh, what a good show. Oh boy. Here we go, boys and girls. There it is. I was wondering if this was going to turn up. Okay. Are you ready? Are you ready for the hot takes? Are you ready for the fucking hot takes? Guys, are you ready? All right, we're gonna spice things up. I'm gonna cook some spicy food for you guys. All right. Fucking deserves to be there. You know what? Maybe it should be higher. You know? Sword Art Online gets shit on a lot. And a lot of it is rightly so. The first season and probably like a lot of the second season was had its issues. And a lot of people talk about getting into Sword Art Online and liking the concept and everything like that, and then it kind of fell off, you know. And then a lot of people just stopped watching Sword Art Online. A lot of people just stopped giving a shit about Sword Art Online and just left it as it is. Do you know who didn't stop watching? Me. Do you know who has seen every piece of Sword Art Online media that's come out in anime form? Me. Okay? I have an actual fucking opinion on Sword Art Online. Do you know why? Because I've seen all of Sword Art Online. And I'm not sorry to say that Alicization, especially the second arc, is some of the most fucking fun I've had in the Isekai genre. It is everything I want. It's like Alicization, the War of the Underground arc, is basically everything this is the reason I watch Isekai, okay? It might not be peak writing, but it is peak entertainment, okay? It's just so much fucking fun. And it's if you watch Sword Art Online, the first season, and you're like, oh man, I kind of wish that I kind of liked the concept and I liked the first arc. I liked the Aincrad arc, but then it just kind of ended, and that's when I fell out of love with Sword Art Online. Alicization is everything that we all wanted from Sword Art Online going into this, man. It's everything that we wanted from Sword Art Online. It is one thing I'm noticing, because I'm not going to judge the new movies yet, because it's going to be, I think, a trilogy of movies. Progressive is the first arc of Sword Art Online done well, except it's completely redone and it focuses more on Asuna, and it is also pretty good actually. It's pretty fucking good. And one thing I'm noticing is all of the best parts of Sword Art Online is the parts where Kirito is not a part of it. Whereas where Kirito is just not a part. That's I don't know if it's just a coincidence or if it's a underlying factor, but all of my favorite parts of Sword Art Online, the parts that I enjoyed the most, happen to just not have Kirito as the main character in it. But like I said, sort of like Alicization, I think is so close. It's so close to actually being a really good show. It's so close. And then there are some things it does that are like really stupid and really like eye-rolling, and you're like, fuck, okay, this is Sword Art Online again. But there's so much fun and hype to be had in Alicization that, you know, when I think about recommending an isekai, I think, can I recommend this to someone who is not into the isekai genre? And Alicization is so close to being a show that I could recommend to someone who is not in the isekai genre and who's not into Sword Art Online, but then it just does a few things that it's just like, ah, oh, fuck. SAO, you were so close. You were so fucking close, man. You were so close. But what I will say is that it is, if you can turn that part of your brain off, if you can look over some of the same Sword Art Online-ness about Alicization, it does do some genuinely interesting stuff. It is a boatload of fun. It is just a pure like action fest from beginning to end. And it's everything. It's the reason, like, you take all of the anime tropes that got you into anime in the first place, and you put that into an isekai show. That's Sword Art Online Alicization, right? It's just dumb action, dumb hype, a war arc that just pits, you know, friends become foes, foes become friends. It's just fun, man. I don't know what else I need to say. And the ending actually made me really fucking hype for the direction Sword Art Online was being taken. The ending, it's probably gonna like, it's Sword Art Online. I have no doubts that it's probably gonna drop the ball with this idea. But the ending the ending of Alicization put Sword Art Online in a direction that I thought was an interesting direction, because it looks like we're not going into any more fantasy worlds. We might be going into a more futuristic cyberpunk, or, you know, not cyberpunk. We might be going into like a futuristic kind of world, sci-fi kind of world. And that excites me. That actually excites me. I'm not going to say any more than that, but it surprised me that it could actually be going in that direction. That we're going like full sci-fi with it. So I'm like, all right. Once again, Sword Art Online, you have my attention. We're going. It's basically, it started off Genshin Impact, and now it's Tower of Fantasy. That's the best way I can describe it. But yeah, if you want to say Sword Art Online sucks, please at least watch Alicization. You're not going to, but if you're an isekai trash man and you've written off Sword Art Online, I'm not talking about if you don't like isekai. If you like isekai, if you like a good time, if you like entertaining isekai, and if you're like me, you're gonna enjoy the fucking hell out of Sword Art Online Alicization. There's a scene where they unironically do a Gamers Rise Up, and I was full on ball busting laughing during that entire scene because they played it off like it was this epic scene. I could not believe that they were doing a Gamers Rise Up scene, but I was having an amazing time watching it. You know, I was having an amazing time watching it, man. Oh, it's just so much fucking fun. All right, moving on. The Boy and the Beast. All right, this is my first disagreement. It's The Boy and the Beast. I think is Mamoru Hosoda's weakest film. I'm surprised it's this high up. I think it's. I would have preferred to put Summer Wars on this if we're going that route. I mean, Summer Wars is technically Isekai is if you think about it, right? If we're going down this route, right? Mirai was the weakest, hands down. I actually enjoyed Mirai. I thought The Boy and the Beast is his weakest film so far. Yeah, not really much to say about it. Boy and the Beast didn't really impact me that much. It was okay. I think he's done a lot better. Belle, I didn't like Belle either. I wasn't a big fan of Belle. I think part of that reason was I did not watch it in cinemas, and I think a lot of the big appeal was having that cinematic experience, especially during some of the music scenes. And because I didn't watch it in cinemas, I was just like, oh, this is just Beauty and the Beast, except not as good as the original Beauty and the Beast. So yeah. Moving on. Visions of Escaflowne. Going back to some old school isekai. I'm gonna have a banana while I talk about this. I mean, I'm not surprised that the Vision of Escaflowne is on here. I have to rewatch Vision of Escaflowne, right? Because I remember really liking it when I first watched Vision of Escaflowne, and I think back to it, and I think, if I rewatched it, would I think it would have aged badly? Because a lot of the things that Escaflowne did new, I think have now become more commonplace in anime. But you know what? We got 2D mechs. Can't complain about 2D mechs. You talked highly about it on Partaku, I know. I mean, it's pretty damn fucking. Partaku is pretty damn fucking a long time ago, right? But I think it definitely deserves to be on this list. It holds. It also, I don't know if this is nostalgia speaking, but it holds a close place in my heart. And of course, Yoko Kanno does the soundtrack to this, and God, I miss a good old Yoko Kanno soundtrack. Does anyone else miss a good Yoko Kanno soundtrack? It's been so long since she's done something, man. It's been so fucking long since she's done something. Oh, it just, every time she does a show, it just gives off good vibes, man. What shows has she done? Oh my God. It's been so long since she's done a show that people have forgotten who she is. In my opinion, she's one of the greatest anime composers of all time. She did Cowboy Bebop, she did Terror in Resonance, she did Darker Than Black. God, I'm naming off all of these old shows, man, and people just don't remember. She did Wolf's Rain, she did Ghost in the Shell. She's just done so much, and it's just been so long, and people have forgotten. People have forgotten her now in the modern anime climate, and it makes me sad because her work still holds up so well. Kensuke Ushio remains the GOAT, man. Kensuke Ushio is coming up there, I will say that, but Yoko Kanno right now still remains the GOAT just because of not just how many different soundtracks she's done, but just how many amazing soundtracks she's done. You know, Kensuke Ushio, it's you know, he's really, really fucking good. He needs a few more shows under his belt to get on Yoko Kanno's status, in my opinion. Because one thing that also stood out about Yoko Kanno was not just the amount of great OST she's done, but the amount of variety she has in her OSTs, which I think is something that is very, very hard to do, because a lot of her OSTs sound completely fucking different to each other. And it's you know, it's something that's hard to emulate as well. Moving on, Iruma-kun. This high. Okay. Okay. I'll be honest, haven't watched it. Heard some good things about it though. I'm surprised it's this high over some of the heavy hitters. Is it that good? Guys? Do you guys think it's that good? I've heard it's fun, but not something amazing. Too damn low, too damn high. Twitch comments in a nutshell. I'm gonna be wrong because I haven't seen this. I'll let you guys judge this. Okay, now we get into the top 10. Now we get into the real shit, man. We get into the real shit. We in top 10 territory. All right. Ooh. Woo. Woo. Oh, that's a bit low, isn't it? That's a bit low, right? That's a bit low, right? I mean, I'm glad that it's on there. But even though, okay, Mushoku Tensei for the isekai genre is top 3 at least. It is at least top 3. Because like I said, the bar for isekai is not that high. Okay. It is not even close to reaching its peak. It's still setting up the story that it wants to tell. It is not even close to reaching the peak in its storytelling or the climaxes in some of the plot points it's setting up. Even then, it's done such an amazing job, and it's had such an amazing adaptation. It is top 3 isekai of all time, at least. And that is number 1, telling you how good of an adaptation this has gotten so far, but also number 2, just telling you that the quality of isekai anime is just not that good in general. To make like the average isekai adaptation, the bar is just that low for isekai adaptations that something of this caliber is very, very easily top 3 isekai of all time. And I mean, I've been happy with his picks. I've been happy with all of this person's picks so far in terms of the top isekai of all time. But Mushoku Tensei is my first big disagreement. It's easily top 3. Because I can't think of many isekai that are better. Are better than Mushoku Tensei. I mean, personally, I would easily put it like top 1 or top 2. I'd really have to think about it. But Mushoku Tensei, yeah, it's... Remember what I said about being able to recommend... Like, you can always tell if an isekai is good if you can recommend it to someone who's not an isekai fan. And Mushoku Tensei is just a good fucking story. It's a good show. It's a good anime regardless of if you like isekai or not. Moving on. Saga of Tanya the Evil. I think this is too high. I like it. It is. It's fun. It's fun. It's a fun isekai. It's a different isekai. Like I said, I always like isekai that's not just in your fantasy world. I like that this takes place in more of like a fantasy World War I kind of world. I don't think it did enough in the first season to be a top 10. Was there a season 2 for this? No, it's only 12 episodes. It's got less. It's gotten less episodes than Mushoku Tensei itself. Yeah, I mean, I think I would definitely put Saga the Tiny of Evil on this list somewhere. I don't think I would put it this high compared to some of the other Isekai on here. Like I said, it's a good show. It's an enjoyable show, and it's a studio by it's by a studio that's called Studio Nut. Did it make me nut? Not really, but I had a good time. Moving. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. This is my thumbnail. This person is a Gigok viewer. It's actually my thumbnail. And I know it's my thumbnail. I have the original Photoshop files for this. Do I still have the original Photoshop files for this? Let me actually see. Oh, did we save it? I say it's my thumbnail. Guys, I say it's my thumbnail. It's definitely my thumbnail. Even if I think Alan made this thumbnail, but guys, it's my thumbnail, guys. It's my thumbnail. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, guys. Okay. Let me see. Do I still fucking have it? Oh. Oh, there we go. I do have the original Photoshop files for this. Okay. Yeah, guys, let me see if I can show it. Guys. Alright, that's not what I want. Fuck it. Guys, you believe me, right? You believe me. I don't have to show it. I was gonna show it, but it's too much effort. Just Source, trust me, bro. Source, trust me, bro. Trust me, bro. Oh, fine, I'll fucking show it. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, guys. Alright. How the fuck do I get this up? Why is it not showing? I don't know why it's not showing. Yeah, Photoshop is not displaying for some reason. So, yeah, sorry guys. Sorry, I'm just gonna have to believe me. Whatever. But don't worry, I won't be sending a DMCA. Don't worry. I'm kidding, guys. I'm kidding. But Devil is a part-timer. I don't think it would be top 10. I don't think it would be top 10. I think I was a bit disappointed by season 2. And anyone else a bit disappointed by season 2? I don't know if this list would be different if this person had seen season 2. Top 20, yeah, for sure. I think season 1 I think season 1 was so good that it would have to be somewhere in the top 20. I didn't really enjoy season 2 so much as much as season 1. But again, I have a soft spot for any isekai that tries to do something different, and I like the fact that this is a reverse isekai where the fucking demon lords come to our real world and work at McDonald's. That's the basic premise of this show. Simple premise, but it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. And I think, placing aside, I think it definitely deserves to be on this list. Konosuba. Okay, this one is definitely top 10. Konosuba is definitely top 10 isekai of all time. This one it's weird. Remember when Konosuba came out? When did it come out? Like 2014 or something like that, right? 2014 or something like that, right? It came out like 2014, I think. 2016? 2014, 2015. I remember when it came out, and this was like 7 or so years ago, right? And I remember everyone was praising Konosuba for being such an innovative parody of isekai, because isekai was like getting so saturated, and this was like a nice parody of isekai. And that was fucking 7 years ago, and we've only gotten more isekai now. Like, how the fuck, man? What the fuck? And now isekai parodying isekai has become as much of a generic trope as every other isekai trope out there. Having said that, I think despite being a parody of isekai, I still think it's aged pretty well, just because I think at a core Konosuba works as a comedy, and it doesn't. So many isekai nowadays come in with the approach of going, hey, look at this weird isekai trope. We're going to call out this isekai trope. We're just going to fucking call out this isekai trope. And that's not comedy. That's barely meta. You're kind of just explaining the joke. What I think works about Konosuba is that it just shows like 4 of the worst human beings going into an isekai and just being assholes. You're watching four assholes living in an isekai world, and that's just funny. That's funny. It's funny not because it's parodying isekai tropes. It's funny because the character interactions are funny, and the characters are funny, and I think that's why it's aged really well compared to a lot of isekai comedies. Personally, I would have put it a little bit higher. I would have put it top 5. But I do think it deserves to be... I think it deserves to be top 10, definitely. Alright, moving on. That time I got reincarnated as a slime. Fuck yes. This also deserves to be on here. W, but too high? Too high or too low? I'm gonna say it's about right. It's about right. I think Slime is definitely top 10. Slime is... I'm keeping up with the Slime manga. And I don't know. It's consistently just good. It's consistently just a really, really good show. I have no complaints about it. Would I say it's peak? No, it's not peak. But it's... Maybe I've got a soft spot for Slime because I really like the politics in it, and I like the civilization building in it more than I do like the action. And I've really, really enjoyed the fact that Season 2 took a bit of a darker twist than what Season 1 set up. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real with you guys. Haven't actually watched Slime. I'm talking purely as a manga reader here. I could be talking shit. Okay. I mentioned this before, but when a lot of isekai that I say I've watched, I haven't actually watched. I've just read the manga or the light novels for. So So I'm basing it purely off that. Actually exposed. Yeah. I have watched a lot of anime, but come on, guys. Sometimes there's an isekai, and I'm like, I don't need to watch this isekai. I'll just go read the manga. And is Slime worth watching? Because I remember the first season had okay-ish. It had decent enough adaptation. It had a decent enough adaptation, but it was like a little bit fast-paced, which is why I stopped watching it. Because I remember it was like a little bit too fast, which is why I stopped. Was season 2 better? Season 2 is better? Alright. I might watch season 2 then. Because I think season 2 adapted some of the best material that Slime had. Because I remember watching season 1 and I was just like, God damn, you are flying through this, and I don't think you're flying through this for the better. Alright. But yeah, I've got a soft spot for Slime. Recently in the manga, I've been kind of getting less interested in it. A little bit. I don't know. I think after after all the plot points in season 2, that season 2 setup got resolved, I was like, I'm not sure where this is going to be going. I'm still enjoying it, just not as much as the previous arc. But yeah, I honestly think Slime deserves to be top 10. I do think Slime deserves to be top 10. I just generally enjoy it a lot. It's just a consistently great show. Alright, I'm gonna take another pee break, and then we're gonna go into the top 5, and then Genshin. So close to Genshin. All right, we back. All right, top 5. Top 5. Let's go. What is gonna be top 5? I'm genuinely curious now. If Mushoku Tensei ain't top 5, there better be some heavy hitters. At number 5, we have Overlords. Do I agree with this or not? You know what? After the earlier seasons, I probably would have agreed. I don't know. I don't know if I've just fallen out of favor with Overlord or fallen out of love with Overlord. It's like Slime. I think it's consistently alright to... Actually, I'll say this right now. I prefer Slime to Overlord. I prefer Slime to Overlord. I'll say that now. which is the first thing, I think, because in terms of some of the worlds, one of Overlord's biggest selling points is its world building. And I just don't think it has as interesting world as some of the other isekai that are coming out now. I think Slime, I think Slime, I'm more interested in Slime's world. Obviously I'm like more interested in Mushoku Tensei's world, but like that would be fine. I just, after watching season 4, I just realized that maybe Overlord's not going to hit as hard as I want it to hit, because I'm waiting to have like, I don't know if I'm just like waiting for something big to happen, and it always feels like I'm waiting for something like big to happen, and then something does happen, and I'm just like, maybe the next climax will be better. Maybe the next climax going to hit harder. Maybe all of this world building is going to pay off in the next climax. And then it's like 4 seasons now, and it's just I'm still like waiting. I don't know. I'm still waiting. It's everything that happens in Overlord. I'm like, this is cool. This is cool. But nothing's like really hit for me with Overlord yet. There's not been Overlord for me is like has been missing that oh shit moment, you know? And that's why I think I would put Overlord a bit below. I'm not saying Overlord's bad, because I consistently have a good time with Overlord. I'm just like like I said, I'm waiting for that oh shit moment in Overlord, which I know can happen because you've spent so much fucking time building this world up that I know something big can happen. But we're 4 seasons in, and for me, it just hasn't happened yet. And I don't know if that's a me thing. Maybe I'm just isekai'd out, because one of the big things is that when Overlord first came out in season 1, it stood out a lot more than it did now. And obviously it's a very old show, and we're getting way further into you know, the world and everything like that. But I remember seeing Overlord 1, and it felt like fresh for the isekai genre. It felt really fresh seeing kind of like a bad guy trying to take over the world, seeing like kind of like the villain's point of view. And now that we're 4 seasons in, with just how many isekai are out right now, and just how many unique selling points with different isekai that are out right now, I honestly think it just stands out a little less than it used to when it first aired. So yeah, that's my opinion on Overlord. Still like it, but definitely not as much as I used to. Moving on to Inuyasha. So, woo! Is this nostalgia? Is this nostalgia? Was it even that good when it aired? Are we talking the anime? I don't think this is top 10. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think this is top 10. If we're gonna go some OGs, I think 12 Kingdoms deserves to be up here more, you know? The anime went on for a long fucking time. I have not finished Inuyasha yet, in terms of like the sequels, because I remember watching I remember watching the original as a kid, and I was like, I remember watching the original anime as a kid, and I could not get into Inuyasha if it aired today, because I have a lot less patience when it comes to my anime nowadays. And I do not think that Inuyasha, the original anime, has aged well at all. I think there was a lot of filler. I think it was dragged out a lot. I think a lot of nothing happened. It was too much filler. And I don't know if later seasons are a lot better, but even remembering Inuyasha as a kid, even though I still enjoyed it as a kid, I don't think it's top 10 isekai of all time. So, moving on. Oh. You know what I'm realizing, guys? You know what I'm realizing? Now that we're getting into top 5, top 10 territory, maybe there's just not enough good isekai to choose from. Because maybe there's just not enough good isekai to choose from, guys. No Game, No Life, in my opinion, is not the third best isekai of all time. It is nowhere near as good as other isekai like Mushoku Tensei and, you know, even Adolescence of a Bookworm. I think the thing about No Game No Life is that it's a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. But I'm not gonna lie and say I remember a lot about No Game No Life. Maybe if it had more seasons, it would have impacted me more. You know, it would have like stuck with me more. But I remember finishing No Game No Life, and I remember thinking, damn, had a good time. Not gonna remember much about what happened. You know, you watch. It was a very interesting world where you have a world that is everything is resolved by games, and then you had the two main protagonists who just broke every game that they were involved in. And I was like, good. That was a good 13 episode ride. And then I'm waiting for season 2, and then it didn't happen. And so if we had more seasons of No Game No Life to really flesh out this world and to really flesh out these characters more, then it could be higher up on the list. I don't think that it did enough to, I don't think it did enough to kind of like have a lot of staying power. Because to be fair, it was a very, very short season. And the movie, I actually enjoyed less than the TV series. I wanted to see, like, yeah, I said it. I enjoyed the movie less than the TV series, but it's almost like it's so like I don't mind if you enjoyed the movies more than the TV series, just because it's almost like there were two separate things. There were two separate fucking entities. Like you got the No Game No Life, where the starting point of No Game No Life was the games. They were the games, you know. And then you had a prequel series, which is more of like this thing that explores the world before the games, and that's fine. And that's fine. I just got into No Game No Life because of the games, and I wanted to see more of the world and how each race integrates games into like their battles and stuff like that. You know, that's why I enjoyed it. Oh god, I'm a gamer, guys, at heart. All right. Not much more to say about No Game No Life. I don't know if it should be this high. I think it should be a tad lower. It goes on the same tier as a lot of other isekai in my list, which is enjoyable, but nothing more than that. It's an enjoyable, good show. Nothing more than that. Moving on. Log Horizon. God, this is another fucking overlord for me, isn't it? I really fucking like Log Horizon, but I really like season 1 of Log Horizon, and I wanted more of Log Horizon when season 1 ended. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I didn't, guys. Maybe I actually fucking didn't want more Log Horizon. This is Overlord all over again, but I think the big difference between Log Horizon and Overlord is I've really liked some of like the climaxes in Log Horizon Season 1, which stick with me. And I think Log Horizon Season 1 had still some like really, really interesting ideas and stuff like that. Holy shit. Thank you very much, Sato Kazuma, for the 50 gift subs. You guys are being way too generous today. Oh my god, thank you very much. fucking Isekai Trashman, rise up, man. Yeah. Like I said, one of the big selling points of Log Horizon is its world building and the way that the main character takes these rules that are built up into this world and completely destroy them, and seeing the way he twists, seeing the way that the world is actually built up with like thought put into this world, and then seeing the way the main character completely breaks the rules of the world that's built up. I'm like, this is a fucking 5-head show. This is amazing. This is what Isekai should be. I have progressively liked it a little bit less the more seasons have gone on. There hasn't, like, nothing to me has touched season 1, in my opinion. It's a little bit slow. It's a little bit slow without as much without as much payoff. And season 3, I'm not even gonna lie, I've not even finished season 3 yet. I would if I knew there was something like I watched like a few episodes and I'm like, maybe I should rewatch Log Horizon before getting back into season 3. And then I just never came back to it. I would get back into it if I thought, if I had heard more people talking about season 3, if it does reach the same peaks as season 1. If anyone has watched season 3, please let your opinion know if it's worth going back to. I don't typically go back to shows unless there's like something to look forward to. I didn't even know they had a season 3. I know, right? It very much came in on the down low. It very much came in on the down. It's meh? Alright, good to know. Good to know. Alright. Like I said, if this had been like before season 3, and if I made this list like 7 years ago, I probably would have put Log Horizon top 3. Now I would have to think about it, because season 1 I still think is fucking amazing and still holds up, and then I think you should just drop it after season 1 unless something else happens. And I can already guess what's at number 1. It's ReZero, baby. It is ReZero. Re-fucking-zero. I'm not gonna complain. I'm actually not gonna complain. Yeah. I think people are calling ReZero mid, and the biggest compliment I can give to ReZero in comparison to every other isekai is people call shows like ReZero and Mushoku Tensei mid when comparing it to other anime in general. You know, no one's really calling Sword Art Online mid because everyone just trashes on Sword Art Online. You know what I mean? But when an isekai gets good enough to be compared outside of the genre of isekai, that's how you know you have a good fucking show. You know, that's how you actually know you have a good show, when you're comparing it to shows outside of the genre of isekai. And I believe that ReZero is definitely one of the best isekai ever made. I don't think you can argue that. I think it needs another season. Of course I'm going to say it needs another season. I think season 1 was fine. I actually preferred season 2. because season 2 actually got me invested in the characters. Season 1 had more holy shit things happening, but I came out of it thinking like, I don't think I'm emotionally invested in ReZero. And then I watched season 2, and I came out of that being emotionally invested, but not really thinking too many holy shit things happen in season 2. So I'm waiting for a season 3 because I think it has the potential to have those holy shit moments that I'm going to remember in my journey of anime. Because I'm like way more invested in the characters than I ever was in season 1. And one thing I really like as well in season 2 is that I didn't really think about the world building in ReZero until season 2 came about as well. I thought it was like another generic like fantasy world and everything like that, but there is a lot of fucking thought put into this world, and I think it's the best. I think it's like the best kind of combination between things we are familiar with in the fantasy genre while doing its own kind of thing in its power structures and different spells and power systems and stuff like that. And after finishing this list, I gotta say, not a lot of good isekai, is there? You know what? I can't really disagree with a lot of this list. I cannot really disagree with a lot of this list. Looking at this list, the only thing I would say in making any top isekai list is ReZero and Mushoku Tensei top 2. That I think that I think is like, I don't think you can really argue that ReZero and Mushoku Tensei are top 2 isekai of all time. Because they are so far above the rest now that I've gone through this list. Now that I've gone through this list, I'm like, those two are just so far ahead of the competition. There's not really anything else to talk about. Because those are the only... Like, I look at this. And those are the only 2 shows I'd really recommend to someone who's... to a person that's not really invested in the isekai genre. Maybe Slime as well. Maybe Slime. But definitely... on less, definitely less than Mushoku Tensei and ReZero. The only thing I think that is missing from this list is the spider isekai. I really, really fucking enjoyed the spider isekai. Konosuba, I don't know. I've had mixed feelings about Konosuba from people who are not in the isekai genre. Everyone who likes isekai, they fucking love. If you don't like isekai, it's like a 50-50 toss-up on whether you like Konosuba or not. But yeah, now that I look back, Konosuba, yeah, I definitely agree. It's still like top 5. Yeah. I would have to think about it. Okay, I said this at the beginning, and I've realized now why I said this at the beginning. When someone says they prefer one shonen show or another, people lose their fucking minds. When people say they prefer one isekai or another, no one really gives a shit. And I realize why I don't give a shit. It's because there's not many good shows to choose from, is there? It's just like, yeah, I'm just happy to find another isekai trash man, honestly. Honestly, I'm just happy to find another isekai trash man. You know, if this guy, if you put like fucking this person has put a few shows higher than I would have put. You know, they've put, you know, Devil's Part-Timer, Sanya, I can't talk anymore. Saga of Tanya the Evil, like a bit higher than I would have put. I would have put like 12 Kingdoms higher, Sentence of a Bookworm higher. At the end of the day, I think this is a pretty damn good fucking list. I'm gonna say that. I think this is a damn good list because you know what? This person has watched a lot of isekai. And I'm happy that they've watched a lot of isekai. This is way better than the IGN top anime list of all time. I'm gonna give a clap. I'm gonna give a clap. I had very, very low expectations for a list from Game Rant talking about Isekai. I'm not gonna lie, had very, very low expectations, but you have made a list that has shown the wide genre of Isekai, from some of the more older, some of the more obscure picks. There's a lot of good representation on the best Isekai. And you know what? I would have picked a lot of the same shows and put them in a slightly different order. But at the end of the day, what I'm most happy about is finding a fellow Isekai trash man. So I'm not gonna shit on anything. You know? I'm not gonna shit on anything. This is a good list. I think this is a good list. That's just we're a rare breed, man. We're a rare breed. We can't be shitting on each other, man. We can't be shitting on fellow Isekai trash men. If you just like Isekai, that's enough. That's enough. Alright. Alright. I'm gonna film an outro and then let's play some fucking Genshin. Speaking of Isekai, yo, when the Genshin anime comes out, that's gonna be top 1, baby. Top 1, let's go Genshin! Let's go Genshin anime! Top 1 Isekai of all time. Well, Genshin anime. You've seen how low the bar is, okay? All you have to do is write something competent with an interesting world, and you've already got a chance. Don't worry about it. Alright. But that was my reaction to Game Rant's top Isekai of all time. And you know what? I think they did a pretty good job. Is there anything you would have added to this list? Because honestly, I can't really think of many other shows I could add to this list. But anyway, that's it. Blah, blah, blah. God, I can't speak today. But anyway, that's been it from me. If you want to check out my live streams, check out my Twitch, twitch.tv/Giguk, or, you know, like and subscribe, whatever. But anyway, I shall see you all next time. Bye-bye. God, could you tell I was stumbling over my words there for a second? How do I YouTube? How do I fucking YouTube, guys? How do I do that? Completely forgotten how to YouTube. Oh no. Please tell me I don't have to restart Streamlabs. Come on, Genshin. Oh, I didn't. Did I start it in administrator mode? Did I fucking start it in administrator mode? Please tell me I started it in this administrator mode. Oh, recreate is not there. Fuck. Oh yeah, that's my big thing. I would have added. I would have added recreators. No. Oh, why'd you do this, Genshin? Why'd you do this? Come on.